Hey everybody, happy Friday evening. I'm getting ready. I'm taking my daughter to a cheering competition. We're gonna go to a local cheering competition. And I'm going to get ready because I was sweaty from Zumba, so I got all cleaned up, and now I am back here at my makeup table. And I want to talk to you guys. If you're on, and if you want to listen, if you want to hear a story, I'm going to tell a story. The story of my why journey and what kind of got me started, why I joined, what I've found since joining, and what I hope for the future. So, hey guys, if you're here, say hello. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Holly. How are you, ladies? So my story begins. My story begins as a young girl that has always enjoyed playing with makeup and in just wanting to and liking feeling pretty. Hey, Jennifer. I mean, you can't tell me that at one point in your life when somebody told you looked pretty, that, oh, you know what, that it didn't feel good. Am I right? It feels nice to know and feel that you feel like that you look good. So it kind of started when I was a young girl that I really fell in love with playing with makeup. Hey, Caitlin. Hello, Christina. Hello, Jennifer. You're doing good. You're just tired. Yeah, that's Friday. It's the end of the day on Friday. That's usually the night when I pass out because I'm exhausted. So I started as a young girl, like really just liking and playing with makeup. I wore way too much makeup in high school. Wasn't doing it right, but whatever. I liked it. It made me feel good, so I did it. Fast forward to college, and still liked makeup, and I was always the girl that whenever my girlfriends were doing anything special or whatever, they'd always come to my house and they'd have me do their makeup. And I'm sorry, girls, I apologize to any of you who watched this video. I apologize for probably making you look totally ratchet, and because I didn't know what I was doing. So, but you know, we felt like we were cute. So anyway, so I've always enjoyed, you know, making people up and myself up, and I had a good time with that. So then graduated college and moved away with my then boyfriend. It's my husband now. And started our little life down here. I was a preschool teacher. I graduated college with a K-8 degree. And I became a preschool teacher. First, I tried finding a job as a public school teacher. It's a really competitive market down here. Didn't have any luck. Subbed for a little while, like long-term subbed, and you know, subbing is great if you want like a flexible schedule. But if you're somebody who was like me, looking for like full-time work, it wasn't ideal. So anyway, so I ended up teaching preschool, and it was okay. It was okay. It was never like what I dreamed of doing. And then I found that as I stayed in the teaching profession, that it wasn't my passion. I honestly, I love the children. Being a teacher is hard though. If you like to be paid for your worth and you want to feel appreciated, then yeah, that wasn't what I found. That was not my experience. And I didn't love it. I didn't love going to work every single day. I would drive to work like this, like with a huge smile on my face, because I heard one time that John Tesh, Intelligence for Your Life Radio, that if you smile on the way to work, they are so overworked and underappreciated and underpaid, Caitlin. It's like, I can't even state that enough. And maybe if you don't feel that way, chances are you've never been in the shoes of a preschool teacher. Okay? If you feel that they are not underappreciated and not underpaid, then I'll argue with you until you're blue in the face, because I lived that life for 7 years. And you know, it's a hard job. It's a hard job. And if you can do it, and if you're good at it, and if you're passionate about it, then great, because the world needs more of you. So I would drive to work like this, because John Tesh told me one time that if you smile on the way to work, okay, my Apple, I have an Apple 10, and it's got that bug where it makes you try to sign into Apple iTunes all the time. Pain in the butt. You smile all the time on the way to work, and it sends your brain the message that you're happy. Okay? Well, Sarah says she works in the public school and she feels the same way. Send your brain, and it's not that we didn't have great kids, because I was Sarah's daughter's teacher, and I loved her. Daughter's name is Acadia. She's like a teenager now, and that little girl was amazing, and Sarah was amazing. So it wasn't all of the whole entire thing, just in general as a whole. Like, I felt underappreciated and overworked, especially when I was pregnant. When I was full on pregnant with Juliana, I felt like I was worked too hard for a big old pregnant lady. And we're not even going to get into it, but even though that is part of my story and that's what I came here for. So I was living a life where I was trying to trick my brain into feeling like I was happy doing what I was doing. How sad is that? How sad is that John Tesh is spreading that message to Americans that, yes, we know you have to go to work every day and that it sucks. So here, this is what you can do to enhance your life. You can fake a smile on the way to work so that maybe, just maybe, you'll trick your brain into thinking that you're excited to go there, okay? So I did that until I found out I was pregnant with Juliana, my 7-year-old. As soon as I found out I was pregnant with her, that day, and I mean, sometimes pregnancies don't work out, but I had been waiting for this day. My husband and I were trying to get pregnant. I marched into the office that day that I found out I was pregnant, and I said, look, I am having a baby, 9 months, so this is my 9-month notice. That's what I did. Because I just knew first of all, that was always our plan. I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. My plan was to eventually go back into teaching when I got done being like a stay-at-home mom once my kids were in school. But when I left, when I gave that notice, that wasn't my intention anymore. I knew that that wasn't for me. I had worked some retail jobs. In college, I worked retail. I worked at American Eagle Outfitters and I worked at Yankee Candle Company, and I loved them both. I loved working retail. It was just fun for me. I enjoyed, chatting up people and helping people shop, and I just love that whole deal. So that right there should have been an indication that I should be somewhere like in the retail field. But, the traditional thing is we go to college and we get a big girl job, and retail isn't always considered a big girl job. Am I right? Sorry if I offend anyone with anything I say. I'm just being real. I'm just being me. I'm telling my story. So anyway, so I was a stay-at-home mom from the minute she was born. Actually, from a couple weeks before she was born, because I had some time built up, like time off or like whatever, vacation time. And I never looked back, okay? So I had Juliana, and I was the mom that, from the minute that she could make a handprint in paint, I was researching. I had discovered Pinterest and I was researching art projects for my little child to do. So I would spend like 30 minutes. I'd spend a ton of money that I didn't really have on creating these projects for Juliana, and she didn't care because she was just a baby and didn't care. So anyway, that was what I did. That was my fun. And I actually, now that I look back on it, I used to post about it on Facebook all the time, and people would tell me all the time, Michelle, you should really do a blog. You should do a blog of like the things you do with Juliana, because it's so much fun. I would take her to all of the library groups. I would bring her to, the baby groups, the toddler groups. And I was in her face like 24/7 because that was my life. I didn't have a life that was my life. I was Juliana's mom. I used to joke about it with my co-teachers. Someday when I have kids, someday when we have kids, when we're parents, we're going to be like so-and-so's mom. We're not going to be Michelle or Emilia or Megan anymore. We're going to be our kids' moms, because that's who, like when the mothers would drop off, that was Acadia's mom. That was Diego's mom. We used to joke about how when we had kids, we would be so-and-so's mom. And it's true. It's true. I was no longer Michelle. I was Juliana's mom, and I was and I was enjoying that role. But at the same time, like it's really true. For me, it was really true. I was really losing me. So I kind of started getting back into makeup a little bit, because it was fun and it made me feel pretty. My girlfriend, I was in her wedding. Actually, Juliana was a baby. She was 4 months old and I was in my girlfriend's wedding, and she got all of the bridesmaids a Too Faced, a little compact of eyeshadow, probably about the size of this. Okay. Probably a lot like similar to this, like looks like this. Too Faced eyeshadow, and it came with it came with a few different shades, and it came with 3 instructional cards in it to show you how to get different looks. And I loved that thing. I thought that thing was so cool. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Very important question my husband had to ask me. So anyway, she got me that little compact, and I thought that was the coolest thing, okay? So then I started watching YouTube tutorials on how to apply makeup because I started buying makeup again. And again, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Listen to this. This might speak to you because this might be you. My husband used to give me an allowance. Okay? It sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous. And maybe you're looking at me and you're like, that's silly, Michelle. Why would you even live that life? Because I wasn't bringing in any money. I was a fitness instructor, but as a fitness instructor teaching like 2-3 classes a week, that wasn't an income. It was like a side hobby money. So my husband was giving me an allowance. I used to get $20 a week. That was my allowance. And I was fine with it because I wasn't really bringing in any money. And we had bills to pay and we had a baby. And then shortly after we had another one on the way. So fast forward a little bit, Juliana's a little over 1 year old. I discovered YouTube tutorials on how to do makeup. So then I started buying like makeup brushes and really kind of getting into it and kind of taking my allowance money, saving it up and spending it on quality makeup because I had finally tried like a quality brand. Prior to that Too Faced palette that she gave me, I had only ever bought like CoverGirl and things I could buy at Walmart and Rite Aid or the department store. Stuff that, I'm sorry, again, don't mean to offend anybody, it's not the best quality. It's not the best quality. It doesn't wear as well. It doesn't feel as good on your skin. I know I can say that because I've tried the brands now. I started buying the more expensive makeup and saving up, like literally saving my pennies to buy the makeup, okay? Then I had a friend. I was always the girl too that whenever we'd go out anywhere, like when I was in that wedding, I was wearing false lashes. That was always me. Maybe you're the same way. I would always put on those false lashes. Never really loved them because they fall off of your face and you have to always carry the glue around, or at least I wasn't doing it right or whatever. So anyway, I had a friend who gave me lash extensions. She used to do lash extensions. She did it for me twice. Once, I don't know, just like as a gift, and like twice just as gifts because she's just a good friend. And I loved that look. It made me feel so pretty and it made me feel so good. Shortly after that, I was kind of obsessed with lashes, and so I'd be wearing false lashes all the time. That's just silly, you know? But it was making me feel good, and it was making me feel like I had something that was me, and I was coming back a little bit. Stella's getting her groove back, you know? Even though I had a 2-year-old now at this point, and a newborn. So then, again, with Hadley, I was the same way. Like, let's do all the Pinterest crafts. Let's see what other time suck thing I can do to try to make somebody happy and then post about it on Facebook because people like that and people were liking my posts and that felt good. So 2014, the summer 2014, my friends, I had several friends actually, start hosting these Younique. I like didn't know how to pronounce it. And I'm like, why are they spelling it with a Y? Do they not know how to spell? You know, Younique, like 3D fiber lashes parties. And I was added to like 3 of them, but all by people that I actually know, like friends of mine. And then they started wearing these things called fiber lashes and they all looked great. And I'm like, oh gosh, I think I need some of those. Those are great. But then I saw the price tag, the $29 price tag. And I'm like, that's like 2 weeks allowance for me. Are you kidding me? So in all actuality, I didn't actually end up having the money to buy them when I decided I finally wanted them. I had to ask my husband if I could use his credit card and put these $29 mascara on his credit card. And he's like, yes, you may. You may do that to my little wifey, you know? And we went into it knowing that if I didn't like it, there was a love it guarantee. They were saying there was a love it guarantee and I could return them and get my $29 back. Tried them, loved them, absolutely loved them. Immediately signed up to host one of those beauty bashes because I heard that if you hosted a beauty bash, you could get free 3D fiber lashes. That's all I wanted. Free makeup, but all I wanted was 3D fiber lashes, you know. Because at that point, I never wore anything that looked like, I didn't ever wear foundation or anything. Hey, Josh Ambrose, how are you today, buddy? Hi, Laura. Hi, Chrissy. Good afternoon. So anyway, I fell in love and I hosted a party and I was good at it because I had been watching those. Remember I told you I had been watching those YouTube videos, so I knew that people would do videos and stuff. At that point, I had only ever tried the 3D fiber lashes. So I did videos. I posted a couple of videos of me applying the 3D fiber lashes. I posted a video of me removing them, showing how easy they were, just because I was enjoying it. And I'm like, if I like them this much, my friends are going to like them this much. I didn't feel like I was being salesy. I was telling my friends about what I really liked because that's who I am. If I go to if I go anywhere and try anything, I post about it on social media. That's just who I was. If I like it, I'm going to tell you about it, because if it brings me joy, I want it to bring you joy too. Who knows who else is looking for the same exact thing, you know? So I hosted that bash, and it was amazing. We sold over $900 in just mascara, because my friends were like, oh my gosh, Michelle, if you like it, I know you're not going to steer me wrong. And I was a fitness instructor, so I knew a lot of people. So I did have that luxury. And in that party back in 2014, she said to me, she offered me the opportunity. She said, you know what, you would be amazing at what I do. And I'm like, I don't even know what you do. I just want the mascara. No, thank you. You know, I really had no clue. Had I said yes then, you guys, I'm not even kidding. I really think that I would be black status right now. I think I'd be at the top of the company had I taken that opportunity then and there. And just said, you know what? I don't know what it is. If I had even asked, like, well, what is it that you do? What do you mean? What would I be good at? But I didn't. And this was the summer of 2014. And then, so I hosted that bash, and it was really successful. And I got free makeup. I got $136, I think it came out to, if I remember correctly. 136, maybe it was more than that, in free makeup. And I thought that was like, whoa, oh my gosh, $136. How many weeks is that? 7 weeks. 7 weeks for me to make that kind of allowance. Really. Stay with me here. This was my life. So I decided to, because one of my friends in the party was a makeup artist, and she had mentioned something about BB cream. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll try that. That sounds kind of cool. I had all this money, $130. That's a lot of money. I was like flipping out. And I tried like an eyeliner and some blush. I got a couple things. And of course I got another 3D fiber lashes. And I thought that was incredible. So I had a chance to try a handful of the products. They were better than anything I had ever tried. Better than anything that I had ever tried. And then I should have known. I should have known then, and I didn't. And I just like, okay, cool. I'm going to keep buying this stuff because I really like it. So then my friend Amy, I actually introduced her in that party that I held. She bought her first 3D fiber lashes in there, and she had introduced her sister and some other people to it. But then it was February of 2015. A different friend of hers, like completely out of this circle of where the girl that I had posted my bash with, became a presenter, and then showed Amy the kit and said, hey, you should join me and get this kit for free. She just totally joined as a kidnapper. And then once she joined, she started seeing her friends talking about earning this trip to Jamaica. And she's like, well, I want a free trip to Jamaica. So they're like, well, you totally can. You just have to do all of these things. Hi, Terry. Good afternoon. Hi, Alicia. You have to do these things, and then you can totally earn your trip. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to earn that trip. She earned the trip. She joined, and she earned the trip. So anyway, she joined in February. And of course, immediately she asked me to join with her because she knew I liked the products, and she knew it was a great deal. And she was having fun. All of a sudden, she didn't think she wanted to do this, but then was having a good time with it. And I was like, I was so anti-joining, and I'm very stubborn like that. So I was very, very anti-joining. No, I would say no to her. So I'm like all the time. Thankfully, she didn't give up on me though. We'd go places and she would pay for things with her Younique card. I'd pay for it with my allowance. Yup. It's true. It's the true story. It's a true story. And so she was like sending me subliminal messages. She knew exactly what she was doing. And so then she would come to my house with like all this pretty makeup on all the time. And I would, of course, be like, oh, well, what's that you're wearing? And I would buy it from her. Of course I would. You know what I mean? She would always, it was kind of funny. I laugh now because she told me she would always buy one for her and she'd buy one for me because she knew that as soon as I saw it, I'd want it. Mind trick. She played mind tricks on me is what she did. It's fine. I love her and I forgive her for it because she changed my life by not giving up on me. So finally, after months of me playing, I want to say hard to get, but really it's just dumb. I was being dumb and I was being stubborn and prolonging the rest of my life is honestly what I was doing. I finally joined. Well, my mother came to my house. I've told you guys this story so many times. If you've watched my videos before, I'm sure you've heard it, because it's like, seriously, it's crazy. My mother lives in Virginia, and she came to visit, and she was up for the weekend, and she said, I need to contact Amy, because at that point she had started buying products from Amy too. She said, I need to contact Amy. I need to get a collection because I need a restock on all these things, and the collections are the way to go. There are like money-saving deals. And then I looked at her and I said, wait a minute. You're not buying it from me. I'm finally going to do this thing. I'm going to join. I joined. Well, I think I probably knocked Amy over with a feather, because I think at that point she was like, she had stopped like asking me, which was probably what she needed to do. Just like, let me come do it on my own time. I'm like a bratty teenager, you know? And so then I messaged her. I'm like, how do I join? What do I do? And oh my goodness, I'm sure she was like, okay, do this. So then I joined, and immediately once you join, you get a link. So, oh, my baby's awake. Immediately when I joined, my mother bought for me. I qualified as a white status presenter immediately. And I qualified as a white status presenter immediately, made my first $30 in my money. That was like a week's allowance, and I made it in like 5 minutes, just like that. Then after that, the ball just started rolling. I had friends that had been buying from Amy. I mean, sorry, Amy, if I took customers from you, but they were my friends, and they were, you know, probably. So then I immediately went on, and I'm like, guess what, guys? I'm a Younique presenter, and it just like blew up from there, you guys. I have built, well, then there's this thing called Fast Start. I didn't think I wanted to build a company. Like, I didn't want to sponsor people to do it with me. Why would I want to do that? I just want a discount on makeup, and I just want to make a little bit of money from like my mom and from a few people that will buy from me. There was a thing called Fast Start where we got $250 in Y cash, that's Younique credit, for sponsoring 2 people and selling, I think it was $2,000 in our first 60 days. And I'm like, I want $250 in free makeup. So I did that. I got 2 people to join with me, and I sold the makeup. Easy. Actually, selling the makeup was the easy part for me. It was getting the people to join. I didn't dare. Like, why would I want to offer this? Why would I want anybody to do this? Nobody wants to do this. Only I want to do this. Anyway, got the Fast Start, started earning the money, started building a team, and you guys, this is where I'm at now. I've been recognized on stage at our convention twice for being a top seller, hoping for a third. I got some work to do this year because there are some girls that are like killing the game, so I need to like step it up now in order to get back on that stage next year. But if my story, like, and then in the future, what I'm still striving and I'm still building. I'm sponsored 9 people already this month. I'm going to be building a crew. I'm going to train them with all the things I've learned in the last 3 years on how to rocket this business. I'm going to train them February and March on how to do exactly what I did, how to build a team, how to sell the products, how to show the products. I'm going to be doing that, and I'm hoping within the next year that I am at the top of the company. That's my goal. My goal is to make it to the top of this company, the company that I was being a brat about joining and only wanted to like wear their mascara for the longest time. I'm hoping to reach the top of the company within the next year. So that's my story. If you are like me, the stay-at-home mom that kind of just needs something for her and wants to feel pretty and also wants money more than like an allowance, we need to talk. Okay, we need to talk, and we need to talk before the end of this month because I want you in my Launch Strong group. Hello, Kristen. Good evening. I have to get going. I can't even finish this makeup look because Tim just woke up. But see, that's my life. I get to be home with my crown baby while I do this and while I talk to you guys and while I show you what I love. But I'll talk to you guys later. I love you all, and I appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I gotta go because the baby's he's wide awake now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.